Hello everyone, welcome to our sports news channel. Here you are always well informed. It's always an honor to have you here on this channel. So I ask you to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Thanks for watching the video. After the final game of his third season at Iona, Rick Pitino said he didn't know whether he'd be back for a fourth, or if he'd be coaching somewhere else. Will he stay at Iona, or will he go? I really don't have an answer to it, to be honest with you, Pitino said. I have no idea if it is or isn't because I've focused everything on this game. The 70-year-old Pitino, who reached the NCAA tournament with Iona for the second time after a long, storied Hall of Fame career at Boston University, Providence, Kentucky, Louisville, and the NBA, remains St. John's #1 target, sources told ESPN's Jeff Borzello on Friday. The two sides have had discussions, but no deal has been finalized at this point, sources said, but the search has remained focused on Pitino and no other serious candidates have emerged. On the court, Pitino's 13th-seeded Gales hung tough with number 4 UConn on Friday before falling 87-63. For a half, it looked like Pitino might have gotten his first win as a double-digit seed as a head coach. Iona led UConn 39-37 at halftime, following what he called the best half his team has played all season. But that would not last. Connecticut more than doubled up Iona in the second half, coasting to the win to send Pitino into the coaching questions he fielded as often the day before the Gales' first-round NCAA game as he did afterward. Before he arrived at the podium for his post-game news conference here, Pitino walked through the hallways of MVP Arena. He wished luck to a Drake basketball player. Drake and Miami were playing the following game, and then stopped to talk for a brief moment with P.J. Carlesimo, the former Seton Hall head coach and current ESPN radio analyst. Flanked by an armed police officer, Pitino walked by the Iona band before he ran into Connecticut coach Dan Hurley. He and Hurley embraced, and he told Hurley, "Win it all. Win it all. You've got the team to do it." It's something he'd repeat moments later on the dais, saying he believed the Huskies had the attributes in place to potentially win a national championship. Pitino said he wasn't becoming emotional on the podium when he was asked about his future. He later talked about being exonerated in the Louisville basketball scandal and how it took years away from his career. He said he has cherished his past, both the successes and the mistakes he made, and where he is now. On Thursday, Pitino said he would consider coaching for another decade. Pitino had a 293-140 record at Louisville with 3 Final Fours and a national championship, a 219-50 record at Kentucky with 3 Final Fours and a national title, a 42-23 record at Providence with a Final Four, and a 91-51 record at Boston University following a 6-game stint at Hawaii. He also coached in the NBA with the Knicks and Celtics and for 2 seasons in Greece at Panathinaikos. It all led to his past 3 seasons at Iona, where he went 64-22 with 2 NCAA tournament appearances and might be on the move again. The present is where we're at right now, and it's disappointing for my guys because they're a great group of kids, Pitino said. And the future, I really have no idea what the future may bring because I got to look at the grand scheme of things about winning, and winning is very important because we all work so hard, every coach works so hard. And we played almost a perfect game, best half of the season. When he was pushed about whether or not he had a timeline to stay at Iona or go to St. John's or perhaps even elsewhere, he again had no answer. I really haven't put any thought into it at all. I hear the question from you and I think when you start thinking ahead, you always fail, Pitino said. We put a lot of effort into this game, and I don't know. I don't know if it's right for me, another job. I don't know that. Pitino then acknowledged the conversations around the St. John's position before saying he has never seen St. John's. Perhaps he meant in its current form, because Pitino then launched into a story about coaching against legendary St. John's coach Lou Carnesecca in 1987. After telling the story, Pitino always has a story, he circled back to something that might show some of his thinking. You don't buy houses without looking at the garage, the upstairs, the kitchen and everything, Pitino said. You don't just buy a house. About 20 minutes later, his news conference concluded, Pitino left, guard at his side, gaggle of media walking behind him, stopping to briefly chat with a couple of media members before entering the Iona locker room as his sports information director said he wouldn't be doing any more interviews. Was that the last time he'll walk into Iona's locker room after a game as the team's head coach? Pitino said he doesn't know. He doesn't have a timetable for it,